Well, as Liberia enters its post-ebola recovery phase, millions of people still suffer from the economic instability created by the epidemic. The instability affects mostly women and youth. On his recent trip to Liberia, VOA's Jackson Mvunganyi visited a women's training center that empowers women by teaching them how to design and sew while providing employment opportunities for them.
Reports show that across Africa, unemployment affects women and girls the hardest. In some post-conflict countries like Liberia, the economy and high levels of gender discrimination make it hard for women to find meaningful employment to support their families. Other reports show that women are often victims of intergenerational poverty, a cycle that is compounded by high rates of illiteracy. Many who lack the skills and resources have resorted to selling crafts and food on the streets. It is this entrepreneurial spirit that inspired Elfreda Mayson, a social entrepreneur and designer, to create Jola House. It's a training program that helps women in Liberia gain skills to become entrepreneurs and to drive economic development in their communities.
Well, my inspiration was very simple. I left here during the coup in my late teens, and I lived in the U.S. for many years, where I have my family, my husband, and my kids. And we brought our kids home for a visit. And I just decided there was just so much devastation and so much to do. I decided that I was going to come back after my son went to school and see what I can do to help my country.
The students at Jola House are given extensive training and work opportunities to design and create items that are both functional and decorative. Most of their clothing and accessories are sold in the U.S. market.
This looks like an apron.
Yes.
Nice. So these are the bangles.
Yeah, bangles for the hand.
The necklaces.
These are necklaces.
I usually reach out to girls between 17 and 25. Most of them are mothers, single mothers. Most of them are either high school dropout or they are in high school but in low grades. So right here we have one of the students putting patches together. We decided to do the patches because when we sewed the bags, we have a lot of extra fabric that we're burning. And then we decided, instead of burning this fabric, what is the best use for them? So we decided to use this patch, meaning just putting different kinds of fabric together and making patch. And then when we put the patch together, we'll make our quilts out of them and also use it as decorative item for our bags.
Mayson says that the Jola House program gives the young women options to either work independently as designers or work together in a cooperative.
And for the first 2 years, our focus was on training and development. And after we train, we're trying to just not train and let these women go back to their homes, but wanted to train and develop some kind of enterprising. We provide the material, and then you can produce the product, and we buy the product back from you. And then that price we pay is like a living wage. Or you can go ahead and form a business. So we kind of recommend our girls to microcredit and help them with their help them with filling up the forms, help them to have some kind of guarantee fund that when they go out there to get on their own, they will have some kind of startup funds.
Liberia's civil war ended in 2003. Its post-conflict phase was disrupted by an Ebola epidemic that killed thousands of its people. Mrs. Mayson says that women are often affected at disproportionate rates, and that's why she started Jola House as a way to reduce the economic inequality of women. Clemens is the administrator at Jola House. She was part of the second class to graduate from the program.
Before I started work with Jola House, I had a lot of challenges. I would face a lot of difficulties, but when I met Mrs. Mayson and we talked, she told me about Jola House. I had interest in Jola House when I came and got employed. I started work, and I'm so grateful to God that things are okay.
The market for Jola House products was greatly affected by the recent Ebola epidemic. The majority of her clientele were tourists and expats. They don't come as much anymore. But she hopes that with more of her products reaching the U.S. market, Jola House can increase their revenue and continue to help more women. For Voice of America, I'm Jackson Mvunganyi.